Hey YouTube, Audio Olympian here, bringing the sound and video to you today. Coming to you not from Audio Olympia. I'm actually at my office at my business here. I was just doing some things. We're getting ready for a reopening. We've been shut down for a few months here, back since March, and thought I'd change it up for you guys. So today's question or topic that we're going to tackle is, should you have more than one home theater system? So we're going to tackle that topic here coming up in a minute. And we're back. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, thank you. We'd love to see you back. So if you please consider subscribing, hitting that bell notification, that'll let you know when we drop another video to the tube. And if you found this video informative or even just entertaining, if you could give it a thumbs up, we'd really appreciate that. Okay, so I got this idea from watching one of Steve Guttenberg's videos a while back. He posted a video up about having more than one stereo speaker system for yourself and listening to one for a little while and then changing them out for another set of speakers that you have different sounds. And he talked about, you know, a lot of good things. I recommend go watch that video here to give you a little bit of insight on why I did this video as well. So here's my vintage system, which is the definitive Mythos system. And these are the Mythos 1s. And I have the Mythos Gems as my surrounds, and then a Mythos 3 that's underneath there for my center channel. Now these speakers are great. I really love these. And these are hard to beat. This is why I keep these speakers around. I like the footprint. They're really small. I really enjoy the aluminum grade quality. And again, this was another Sandy Gross speaker. Geez, I gotta find out how old these are. I know probably 20 years, but I like that they got 5 drivers in here, and that's not even including the passive radiators there. So you got the 2 woofers down there, and then you got your 2 mid-ranges sandwiched in between the tweeter, which is the MTM format on the speaker. Okay, so we did a little bit of a quick look-see over the speakers there, but I love the sharp sound of the definitive Mythos series, and it's very detailed and clean, and it can get pretty low. It's not, you know, like your box towers by any means because of the casing, but with those passive radiators in them, that allows them to get a lot lower than a normal speaker of that kind of caliber or shape. Most of the time I find speakers that are designed like that with the cabinet, very slim, sleek designs, which you don't see much of those around anymore unless they're kind of an on-wall speaker. But even some of those are kind of going away. They just don't have the depth, which is fine if you're going to match it up with a subwoofer. But it still takes away from the speaker's sound itself, because if you have good depth with your front speakers and your center channel, so that way you get that heftiness sound to the voice, and a lot of your main center channel, you know, dialogue comes through that. And even your surround sounds, you know, your background sound, I should say, comes in through that center channel as well. So when you have something that can give you that deep heftiness, that nice, you know, thick bass, low tone, it's not, you know, the bone-crushing subwoofer, that's not what they're designed for, but it gives you that good low tone. It makes your sound so much smoother. But if you got good speakers themselves, they should help smooth out the bass through your room in general, and that's what they're designed for. So like I said, I think those were around $2,000 a pair when they came out. They're a nice, tall, big speaker. I like that because I use those in my bedroom, so my bed is kind of high, and I can get good imaging with those. They image really well still for as old as they are in their build. Those again are another Sandy Gross product there from when he was with Definitive Technology. So that's why I keep my Definitives around.
Me or everyone else.
Hello? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
they come again, worming their way into the black matter of my brain.
You promised to help us.
I tell myself they cannot touch me. They are long dead.
Okay, so here's the system that gets the most use, which is our living room system. And currently right now we're running a 5-speaker Elac system with the Sunfire Cinema Grand 5 and a Denon AVR X3200W. So it is DTS:X and Dolby Atmos. And I don't listen to my speakers up there. I just put them up there for the sake of the video. I do have the surrounds in the back. Center channel, which is extremely good. And towers and that bookshelf. And these are the uni-fi UB5s for the bookshelves and the uni-fi tower. And the interesting thing behind these is where the tweeter is on this. If you know anything about that, tweeter is right there inside in the middle of the mid-range, and the towers are the same way. It's got a magnetic grill on there. Towers are the same way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers in this cabinet. And these speakers are very good. I love them for home theater. However, they are power hungry. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the system. I have another video about this amp here, but I might be doing another deeper one because I'm seeing this one come up a lot more now. This is an older amp on the Sunfire one, but this is a 5-channel home theater amp. 200 watts per channel. This thing kicks out some power. It's got a nice meter on there. If you're lucky enough to get one that works, I was. And these show up anywhere on the used market between, I don't know, 500 and 700 to 800 bucks. I was able to get mine at a pretty good price, fully working, and it doesn't have trigger option on it, but it will automatically turn off and on through your RCA imports on it. So that's pretty unique there. I don't think I've ever seen another amp that turns off and on through that signal. Through that input signal. So that's a unique option there that the Cinema Grand offers here. So there's the living room system, the one that gets the most use. And then I just use my Apple TV. I do got a pair of Martin and Logan Motion 20s back there, I think. I was just sat them back there when I was testing my system out when we first moved over here. So that is system number 2. These things are a lot heftier, and they can get loud and get really loud. Fill your room with a lot of good sound. Very detailed, but they do require a lot of power. So that's why I keep the Elac system around.
Throw him the ladder!
Next up here is my Sonus Faber system. And in one word for this whole entire system is just smooth. Here's the Sonus Faber. And very elegant look. That's why I really like the Sonus Faber speaker line here. This one I don't have hooked up because I did just recently switch this one out. But nice cones, nice aluminum trimming on those. Like I said, the sound is fantastic. I chose to go with the wood veneer siding, but I'm thinking about changing out to the red. I kind of like the race car red that they have on those. And again, I believe it is this one here, which is, this one here is the passive radiator, but it looks just like the speaker. So that is home theater system number 3. So to answer the question really quick, should you have more than one home theater system? And I would say if you can, the answer to that would be yes. And here's why. Again, if you can, if it's in your budget, or if you even have pieces laying around, right? Have some fun, put one together in a different room if you can squeeze that in somehow. But here's really why. After a while, your ears, even your body and your environment will become very familiar to you. So you get used to that same sound that's been going through your system every day for a few hours a day, or however you use your systems. I know some people have their media rooms dedicated where you probably are only using that a few hours throughout the week. And then some people have their media home theater rooms right in the smack living room, and that one's getting a lot of use, right? Either way, you're going to get familiar and kind of used to the sound and system that you're having. That's when we get that bug of like, you know, I'm kind of getting tired of this. I want to change something. I don't necessarily know what I want to change, but I want something that's going to be a little different. If you have things that are already different, that's when you swap those in there. And I've done this several times, and I've changed out from those my 3 speaker systems that I talked about. And it was crazy swapping out from my Golden Ear satellite system sometimes to my Definitive or even my Sonus Faber. I think, wow, man, that is so much better, so much more detail, so much more depth. It didn't sound like that 6 months ago. It probably did, but I was used to the other sound at the time. So, or even maybe 9 months ago, because I have the 3 systems. So I can use one for a couple of months, move on to another one for a couple of months. You know, by 6, 7, 8 months, I have a whole system there that I haven't even heard or touched or used at all. So throwing that in there is almost like getting brand new speakers, brand new equipment, cool new setup, different looks as well. I do like having good aesthetically looking speakers that look nice in the environments in the rooms. So it happens every time when I swap a system out. I think, wow, this did not sound like this a few months back. Man, I should have been listening to these speakers this whole time with this amp and that receiver, or, you know, however it is, however I have it set up. And truth is, I probably just wasn't used to that sound at the time. I was used to the other one. And then I'll listen to that for a few months and then swap the other one out and think, wow, I should have been listening to these ones the whole time, and then do it over and over again, right? But that's where the fun comes in. And then when I really want to get some big thump and bang, that's when I go into my theater room, and where I have all my amplifiers, all my speakers, my reference setup, my War Machine, my SVS PB16, along with my Golden Ear Super Sub XXL, on top of my Golden Ear Triton reference subs, and then my Golden Ear 1R subs that are in those powered speakers. You got my Golden Ear BRX for my surrounds, and then I have my Golden Ear satellites for my Atmos speakers, my ceiling, my 0.4, or yeah, 7.2.4. So just thought I'd share that with you guys there. Let me know down in the comments if you do have some other speakers and set up, and you do swap them out, and you even use some old vintage ones that you just love having, and they sound great to you, and you keep those around and maybe you move them from room to room or something like that. So go ahead, let me know that in the comments, and then we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.